Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stocks Network Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US 30, sell, okay? I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please, secure.
Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stocks Network Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US 30, sell. Okay, I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please secure.
Recording in progress.
Good morning and welcome to Stocks Network Trading. My name is Ron, my partner is Dave. Thank you everyone for joining. It's just after 7 a.m. Eastern and it is May 5th. So thanks everyone for joining. Welcome. It is FOMC week this week on Wednesday at 2 p.m. We'll be hosting it live here. So that's midweek. We got a few days to get to there. We just came off of NFP Friday. So let's go through the markets. We're going to go through Forex Factory. We'll go through the entire week, see which days have the high impact news, and we'll go through earnings. Earnings is continuing as well. We might have some big names also reporting this week. We had a lot last week, and we'll continue to chart gold, Nasdaq, and US 30 today. So thanks everyone. I hope everyone had a great weekend. And I hope you guys are ready to get back into it. And let's get started with Forex Factory. We're going to go through this today. So right now, in Europe, the British banks are closed for a holiday. So if you were trading in London and it was a little slower than normal and volume wasn't normally how it is, well, you got your British banks are closed, and that's a big contributor to the volume there in Europe. And we're moving into our 8:30 and Wall Street market open this morning. We don't have any major news, but we do have 10 a.m. Eastern red folder ISM services. Again, if you don't know what this is, just quickly click on it. Institute of Supply Management is what ISM stands for. So it's the number here. Above 50 indicates industry expansion. Below indicates contraction. So it's a leading indicator of economic health. Businesses react quickly to market conditions, and their purchasing managers hold perhaps the most current and relevant insight into the company's view of the economy. Okay, so ISM is affected by tariffs. So let's take a look here. We had 50.8 the last ISM services. They're actually forecasting a little bit of a decrease, 50.2. So we're right at that psychological 50. So we're going to see, is it 50.2, 50.1, 50.0, or is it actually going to be 49.9? And we're going to see, is the industry contracting, or is it going to be above 50.2? Is it going to be 50.3, 50.4, 50.5, close to 50.8? Then we see a little bit of an expansion. So that's coming out this morning, 10 a.m. That will probably be when we're kind of wrapping up the call. But if you're going to continue to trade through that, just pay attention that it is a high impact red folder, and it will definitely affect the US dollar at that time. Okay, and if you're going to continue to trade later this evening, Bank of Japan has holidays today, and let's move into tomorrow, Tuesday. Tuesday is a busier day. You can see in Europe, British banks are opened. You do have a lot of European news. You got French industrial production, Spanish unemployment change. You have the Swiss chairman speaking. You have Italian services, French services, German services, and you can see that they're all like stacked together. They're all, majority of them are low impact, but see the times: 245, 3, 315, 330, 345, 4, 430. So when you have multiple folders like this, multiple news announcements, it could get a little choppy until all of these are released. So careful if you're trading tomorrow in Europe. Also, we start to move into the North American session over here. I'm just looking for some high impact news. US in the afternoon, we'll be trading this. Has a 10-year bond auction. So you have your 10-year bond, 30-year bond auction. You can get a little bit of volatility in there. I know it's a low impact. It's got a yellow folder here, but anytime you have your bond auctions, you still have to pay particular attention here. Careful trading at that time. And then we move into the Sydney, Australia, Tokyo session. And then you got Tuesday, you got evening, you got some New Zealand red folders. Okay. And then we move into midweek Wednesday. Coming out of Europe again, you do have some European news. We move into the North American session. Over here, Wall Street. Then we got some crude oil inventories Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. If you are trading crude oil, pay attention to your inventory levels. And then the big day is right here. Here is the FOMC. This is the actual FOMC with the press conference with Powell. This is not the summary. This is an actual event. Okay, so it's a big one. So the federal funds rate currently it's 4.5%. They're forecasting no change again at 4.5%, but we'll see the actual number over here with Mr. Powell. He will either pause, he will either increase, or he will either decrease. It's high probability he looks like he's going to pause here with what the analysts are saying, but we will see the exact number here, and this is a volatile event, okay? Then there's the FOMC statement. Then at 2:30, 30 minutes later, we have Powell coming to the podium after the numbers are released, and he answers questions and also provides forward guidance on the decision and what's overall going on in the economy with the job labor numbers, with anything to do with the monetary policy, with the inflation, with interest rates, with tariffs, all of that. Just in general, how is the U.S. economy doing? Okay, that's Wednesday, and please, guys, trade with proper risk management at that time. Then we move into Thursday this week. French bank holidays in Europe. We come into 7 a.m. Eastern. Look at there, a lot of 4 British red folders. So if you're trading the pound or anything currency in Europe, please be aware of this on Thursday. You have your Bank of England monetary policy report. You have your monetary policy summary. You have your MPC official bank rate votes, and then you have your official bank rate. So in UK, like how US was 4.5%, they're forecasting a quarter percent decrease, 25 basis points down to 4.25. We'll see the actual number when it comes out, very similar to the US one. That's at 7 a.m. Thursday morning. 8:30 we have our weekly unemployment claims. So last week it was 241,000. They're forecasting a little bit of a decrease over weekly unemployment claims. And then we move into Wall Street, and we have natural gas storage, 30-year bond auction. So Tuesday, 1:01 p.m. we have a 10-year. Thursday, same time, 1:01 p.m. we have the 30-year bond auction. And then let's see what else we got. Then we'll finish off the week on Friday. Friday is just generally your Friday day. Be careful trading. It could be a choppy Friday. We do have some British red folder news. Bank of England Governor Bailey speaks. You got a few FOMC members speaking throughout that morning. Leading into 8:30 a.m. the North American block. Then we have some Canadian unemployment change, Canadian unemployment rate. The Canadian unemployment rate is 6.7%. Right now. We'll see what they say this week. And then we move into Wall Street. Again, a lot of members, FOMC. You see, there's 12 individuals that consist of the FOMC. Powell is the head chairman, but there's other speakers. So they'll be speaking all day Friday, okay? So that's the news. Major news is Wednesday, 2 p.m. FOMC. Let's move into earnings really quickly. Monday morning before the open, we had Berkshire Hathaway reports at 8 a.m. in another 45 minutes. We'll see what Warren Buffett's company is saying over here. Just continuing to go through this. No big names this morning except for Berkshire. Moving into Monday after hours. This should be a name some of you guys are familiar with, Palantir Technologies. They report at 4:05. This is a big tech name. They've had a good, considerable run up for a little bit. And what's going on? You guys can hear me, right? Okay. So, and then Ford Motor Company, I'm paying attention to the automotive industry right now because tariffs affect this industry. So Ford, General Motors, GM, Stellantis, formerly known as Chrysler. So I'm paying attention to all of this over here. Yeah, I read that Joel Buffett is resigning. Yeah, so it might be released in today's call. We'll see who his successor is. if they announce it as well. And then we move into Tuesday morning here. Celsius Holdings, Datadog, Ferrari over here, Constellation Energy. So again, I'm looking for those big names that consist maybe a Nasdaq in US 30. Over here, this is a big name. Tuesday after hours, you know, AMD. So if you trade tech, if you trade chips, all of this, AMD is big company here. It's so I definitely will be looking at this for an investment over here. AMD, Super Micro, SMCI. So these are companies very similar to Nvidia. Maybe some of you guys have heard of. These are your big chips over here. So these will affect Nasdaq and S&P. So maybe just trade careful. If you're going to trade in the after hours or hold positions, just make sure you know that tech is reporting over here. That's Tuesday afternoon. And then we move into, sorry, that was Wednesday after hours, Wednesday afternoon. And then we move into Wednesday morning. And this is Wednesday. This is FOMC afternoon day. So we've got Uber over here, Walt Disney reporting, Barrick Gold Corporation. So that's Wednesday morning. Then we have FOMC in the afternoon. Then we have Wednesday after hours. We've got Carvana, Axon, DoorDash. Again, I'm just looking for those big names. Thursday morning, Peloton, Shopify, Crocs. What else we got? Thursday after hours, Trade Desk, Coinbase, Marathon Digital. So this is your Bitcoin mining companies over here. DraftKings. And then we move into Friday morning. Enbridge Gas. I'm a shareholder of this company. They pay a healthy dividend. So if you're looking for a dividend paying corporation right here, Enbridge is a good one. You're invested also in oil and energy, and I haven't seen it going down for the last year. Oil and energy has been on the rise, and they give you a little bit of a dividend as well. Okay, so that's Friday morning, and then Friday after hours, probably just one company, very light on Friday. Okay, so those are big names this week for earnings. Just moving into just today's news. What's going on over here? Tim Hortons partners with Ryan Reynolds on breakfast boxes. I'm disappointed with this. I thought Tim Hortons was definitely going to partner with SST here and give us free coffee. So, man, that sucks. But we're still out there, Tim Hortons. We still would love a sponsorship. Please, if you can get us some double doubles or regular coffees over here, we would appreciate that. Guys, if you see now, we're going to start getting affected by supplies coming in now. So you probably hear on the news, LA ports, the ports of Miami and things like that are probably seeing now in the next few weeks a reduced amount of ships coming in from China, some coming in with empty containers. So that's starting, guys. You might start to see it at your local grocery stores. You might see it at your like dollar stores, Walmarts, and things like that around your community. But just pay attention to this because now it's going to kick in the next few weeks. So we'll see what's going on, how this is developing over here with all of the containers coming in. Oil sinks as OPEC supply surge threatens to swamp global market. Canada gas prices around 20% cheaper year over year over here. Trump threatens now 100% tariff on foreign-made films. Oh, wow. Okay, so now he's threatening 100% on foreign-made films. Start making your films in the United States, guys, to avoid that. What else we got here? Apple shares fall as buyback cuts. Tariff fears fan investor jitter. So last week we had Apple reporting. Berkshire board names Greg Abel as CEO from 2026 in unanimous vote. So that's our successor. That's who's replacing Warren Buffett here at Berkshire, Greg Abel. What else we got going on? And in the markets right now, in the futures, so we got E-mini S&P is negative 0.75%, mini Dow negative 0.6, Nasdaq is negative 0.9% right now. So we are seeing a little bit of red in the futures in the index, and gold is up right now. And let's just continue going into our Discord, guys. We sent out a few swing trades over here. This is oil moving above $56.57, up to 57, almost approximately 100 pips, maybe filling that gap in there. And indices right now, we've got a long that was released at 5 minutes ago. Right over here at 19,900 on Nasdaq, if you guys are watching right now. It's kind of like a double bottom here, but just keep an eye on this area in case there's pullbacks. We'll see what's going on here, okay? And everyone on Telegram, thank you guys, or sorry, everyone on YouTube, there's a free Telegram channel here available for you guys. It's pinned at the top of the YouTube. This is the YouTube channel. There's 50% off promotions right now. Use this code SST50 at checkout. We've got gold recaps, trade recaps, free blog available for everybody. This is an SST sniper success story. Congratulations to one of our snipers here who's done an amazing job right here on getting paid out on all of these trades. You can see started off rough on the 1st of April, but then got it together, fixed the mistakes, and has a lot of approved payments from the prop firm. So great job, guys. Okay, so let's get into this. And if you do want to join us, guys, stocksnipertrading.com. We also have a free blog available. So this is the blog I'm talking about. Here's the SST Sniper Success. Congratulations. Here's the gold trade breakdown, how we executed a 200 pip sell from key structure right here, the double top, and members only weekly outlook, and just continuing with the blog. Lots in here. Okay, guys. Now let's get into it. Let's hit the charts. Let's get into gold. In 1 hour, we have COMX market open at 8:20 a.m. Eastern. So we have a lot of time to do the charts and get prepared. Okay. This is on the 5 minutes right now. If you're trading, I'm going to start off on the daily, and we're going to work our way down with a top-down analysis and go from daily, hourly to the 5 minutes. And thank you, everyone, for joining. Welcome, everyone. Good morning, Conrad. Thank you for joining. Samuel, welcome. X-Red Clues, welcome. Good morning. Wayne, good morning. Sergio, welcome. Val, good morning. Welcome, guys. Khaled, welcome. Joel, welcome. Welcome, Samuel. Camilo, Christoph, Efren, welcome. Thank you, guys. Ricardi, welcome. Emmanuel, good morning. Okay, guys, and everyone on YouTube also, welcome. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Thank you guys for joining. TraderBit, welcome. Afnan, welcome. Ghost Boogie, good morning. Salina, welcome. Aquib, welcome. Thank you, guys. Patrick, Bermedel, Fedi GNX, welcome, welcome. Bogana, welcome. BB, welcome. Okay, let's get into this, guys. This is our daily look on gold. Okay, so we pushed, okay, all-time high, 3,500 on the dot. There it is. The date and time when we hit the all-time high, it's up there. It was Tuesday, April 22nd. And since then, we do have a little bit of supply. So all last few weeks, I've been marking up this supply zone, and I've been stretching it into the future. We haven't hit it yet. We're getting close. Maybe we'll see this week. Is gold gonna cruise back up there into that supply zone? Maybe breakout, maybe all-time high, maybe new all-time high. We will see. I've also been marking up this demand zone down in here where we had this bullish flag right in here where we broke out. So I've been marking up this zone, and you can see how it is still technically holding. So if we make it green, you can see we traded into it on Thursday of last week, kind of this doji candle right here on Friday, and we opened ignited bullish with no pullback and just continuing to drive right through here. Okay. And do we have any points of interest below us? We were also marked up this line below us if we did break that green box, like right here, this body to body. So I'll place a yellow line. We're moving away from it, but still keep it in mind in case we break this green block this week. 3,175 right there, okay? And then do we have some other, now in between this green box and red zone, do we have some points of interest on the daily? We do. We do right over here. Here was one right here. So we've got a body, a body. It's representing about 50% of this big bullish candle. And I also have a pullback that hit it right there and came back off of it. Then we closed, we opened. There's a couple wicks that broke it, but the volume still stayed above. And then here we closed right there, right at the bearish marker, and then we continue push down. So right now our volume is above this point of interest, 32.85, so it is still technically bullish here. Maybe our next point of interest where we could find some resistance is maybe in this location up here, where you got a body, like a body there, a body there, a body there, a body there. It's around 3,345. You could round it up to go to 3,350 if you like. So well, I'm just going to keep it at 45 right now, but you can also bring it up to 3,350, okay? And then overall, let's take a look at how we're moving. Okay, so let's just go from last week. Tuesday was a bearish day. Wednesday was a bearish day. Thursday was a bearish day where we cut right through this green box, and then there was that low. There's that lowest point, and it came right back up, and look at where it closed, right at the top of the green box. And then Friday, we opened where it was bullish, where we traded into about 50% of the bearish candle and got rejected and came all the way back down where it traded right 50% right in the green box. And then we made our low, and then we came back up at the end of the day and we closed right here with a tiny bit of bullish volume on a Friday. Okay, then we move into the weekend. There was some news coming out over the weekend. I don't know if you guys paid attention or heard about it, but there was some tension going on from Yemen there with the Houthis that started to engage in missiles that went right into Tel Aviv, right into Israel there, and it's no surprise why gold is probably pushing up like this, because tensions are rising over there in the Middle East, and that's why gold is moving right here. So we'll see how this develops this entire week. Okay, so where did we open? Was there a pullback? There's a tiny wick, so there was, it's not technically an ignited candle, but 99.9% it is an ignited candle. Just has that tiny wick right there. So it's basically our open, our low of the day. It's right in there. Okay, so you can just kind of put your low of the day there. And then you can see we started to come up bullish. As soon as we took out this point, you see this wick, Friday's high. See how it's kind of got a wick here, a wick here, and a wick here, and a wick here. This location is a key point of interest on the daily. So make sure you recognize this area and have some sort of line. Yeah, and also, yeah, sorry, thank you for the heads up. Yeah, also in Pakistan and India, like there's a lot of tension going around all around the world, guys. So you know that's why gold moves like this. So it's no surprise, but it's unfortunate that we do have war around the world. But you know, there's that's the world we're living in right now. It's unfortunate, and a lot of innocent civilians do die because of this. But so we filled up. See that? We took that out. So this, which is resistance there, is now support here at 3,270. We continue to move up to that next point of interest, and it got above it. So now we have a high wick on today's daily gold candle. Right up here, I'm going to place a purple line up there. That's today's high. So it made a high today, 3,319.20, and we got rejected a little bit, but we still have a very bullish daily candle. Okay, so if you're trying to short this thing, still you have a lot of bullish daily volume. In fact, it could retrace down a little bit and continue to fill back up and try and come back and take out this high and continue to drive. Okay, so for us as scalpers, if we come back up to the daily high, the purple line, and we impulsively continue to break out on this daily candle, we're targeting Wednesday's April 30th high wick right up here. So we're going to place another yellow line up there, 3,328. So you can see how far away from the purple line, from 20 to 28, let's say 1928, that's about 80, 90 pips to continue to fill up to that yellow line, and then maybe we can continue to drive up to this next point of interest up here, okay? If we look at the overall pattern now on the daily, we do have this rally that's been coming from up here, bullish, okay? It flagged right there. Then it broke out, which it did hit the all-time high, 3,500, but if we base it off of where the volume is at this red box, we did rotate right back down where it did cool off, it did pull back, and then it drove right into this demand zone, and we're coming out of it with another big bullish candle. So are we going to continue to come up to this yellow line, maybe up to the bottom of this red box? Is it going to be a double top? Is it going to be a lower high like this and then come back down? Is it going to be a double top M and then come back down? Or are we actually going to start to break out of here and maybe it will be an impulse with a wick and come back down, or a daily candle will physically close above there, and then maybe we can change this red box to green and it will be our new demand going forward to take out that all-time high and continue driving on gold. Okay, so that's what we got right now. This is our big neckline for the week. So you see how it's holding, and we might come back down, maybe continue to create a double bottom in here and go back up. But right now, it's really bullish, okay? So if we start to now dissect this daily candle into the hourly, let's go into the 1H 60-minute candles so we can see how it traded last week on each specific day. This was Wednesday. Thursday, we kind of consolidated inside the demand zone, started to make its way out on Friday. Friday afternoon, came back in here. Friday afternoon, right into the close, and then we started to come out Sunday after there was a lot of news over the weekend, and we're coming right back out of here. So if you draw like a trend line, you can see coming out of here, we are pushing up. Okay, that's your hourly ascending line. Okay, pulled up to that daily position. Here we had hourly resistance, pulled back, it closed above, so this is now hourly support down here, and we have these big moves coming out 4 a.m. Eastern, a bullish ignited candle closing right at the high. Again, no wick. We continued 5 a.m. That momentum continued to drive. Again, low wick. We have another ignited hourly candle that just hit the daily high up here. So every time we're getting up here, you can see a lot of the rejections where they are at the hourly at this point of interest. So if we use this purple line and I bring it down to those bodies right there and I make it red and I stretch it across, I can see how we're trading kind of right into this. I'm just going to now just bring it a little higher to match it with the most recent hourly candle and make this red going across. So we're going to see now we've got a rejection and a rejection coming up here. We'll see if we start to push down. I'm going to try and locate 50% off of this big bullish candle at 5 a.m. Okay, so what I do is I grab my Fibonacci tool from the opening to the closing of that candle, and there's the 0.5 right there. So I'm going to place a white line at 0.5 to show you just where's half of it. Right there, there's half. Okay, and then I'm going to now create an hourly zone. So at the 0.5, one notch above, which in this situation is the 382, and one line below is the 618. There's my green zone, and I'm going to just now stretch it across into the future, and I'll see if gold pulls back into here. That might be a good opportunity to look for maybe a buy today in gold if it does pull back. Right around here, 3,295 at the top. It's about 32.98.99, that 3,300 psychological area. So anywhere in there, if it pulls back, that might be a good opportunity to buy. It could also respect the trend line and this daily point of interest and come back up. We'll see if it comes down there. Okay. Right now we're trading up here. It is overbought on the hourly. You can see it's 74.75 on the RSI. That doesn't mean we just get into a sell. We do have some hourly structure that needs to break. So see right here where we've got a body and a body on the hourly. I'm just going to place a white line here to let us know that there is also a point of interest, and right here at 3,308. to see if we can break that and maybe come down a little bit, or if it will hold this and we go back up. So right now we're kind of consolidating. Right here where it's the hourly is consolidating. If we look at the overall, structure, we do have, okay, that's when we hit the all-time high. It did push down, did create that new low right there. It came back up, two tops, lower highs, continue. It didn't really break this yellow line, so it was holding, and then it came back up, lower high. Then they really did break that yellow line where it dipped all the way down into that deep green box down there. It came back up, pushed down, higher low, made a new higher high. So if we pull back, we're looking to maybe pull back, create a new higher low, and continue to drive out of here, okay? But it is still technically has a lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, and the all-time high. So it is technically still bearish, but right now it is building to come out of here a little bit, okay? So that's on the hourly. Let's go into the 5 minutes now. Okay, so we've got that big move coming out of here at 4 a.m. Eastern. We looked at it on the hourly candles. That's how it looks on the 5 minutes. So very little opportunities to sell. You see right there was a big bearish candle, but it came right into 50% and held and continued to drive. Again, we kind of consolidated right here, continued to go. Okay, so now it's kind of reaching points where it came up, pushed back down, came up one more time, and they're pushing it back down, okay? So you see how overbought the 5 minutes got. It got up to 86, 87 on the RSI, okay? Like right around here when it was flagging right in here. So it continued to drive. And you see now how the strength is decreasing. Okay, so now that's giving a little bit of divergence. But again, maybe we got to watch and see, can we get a body close inside here? Remember that hourly line to see if it will break right there. So we do have 5 minute kind of resistance in this bigger area of supply. So right here, it did break out, but we're below here right now. So let's just watch this develop for a little bit. I'll add an EMA 9 is right here, the green line. Our EMA 200 is all the way down here below the trend line and at that daily point of interest. Okay, so we'll continue to watch gold. It really has not broke down yet to look for sells. Okay, it's still moving up. We'll leave gold right over here on the left part of our chart. That's gold. Okay. And then we'll do Nasdaq. Okay, let's do Nasdaq now. And then we'll have time to do US 30 in just a bit. So Nasdaq, tech related. We had a lot of tech earnings last week. A lot of big names, okay? Almost every name you can imagine. Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, Google, a lot of the big names, okay? And let's start off on the daily and see how Nasdaq is moving. Okay, so Nasdaq on the daily, we do have a all-time high supply zone up here. We are not there yet, okay? We have another demand zone that held quite a bit here. These are multiple days, so those are weeks and months of holding that structure right there. So as I go into the future again, which was demand over here when it closed below, that's when you would flip your zone red, and you can see that we're getting close to this zone, but we're not there yet. Do we have a zone below us? Yes, we do. Right here where we pivoted right there where it was support, you stretch this across into the future, and you can see now how this zone is now acting as support below us. So when it did break down there, that's when it was red. It came all the way down, came back all the way into that red zone. That was that Trump Liberation Day right there, April 9. And then it came right back down, higher low, and now we're closing above this zone with volume. There was a good bearish day that came right through there, grabbed all that liquidity, and continued to move back up, okay? So we do have zones below us here. We're not there yet, so we don't have to really worry about these zones right now. What we need to focus on is what's going on inside this supply zone and this demand zone. Okay, do we have some points of interest right here? See this last leg up? Did it ask yourself, did it come all the way in the red box? No, it didn't. So maybe just mark up the resistance right there with like a yellow line, just to give you a daily point of interest. That's also a pivot point where the bulls drove it up, but then that's it. That's as high as they got because the trend is pushing down. So they lowered the offers and then they continued to push it down. Now, are we almost at that yellow line? We're almost there, but we're not there yet. Okay. So if we just now continue off of maybe this liquidity grab candle last Wednesday, it was bearish. It came all the way down here. It was a big bearish black candle, traded roughly right into 50% of this bullish candle. It broke, grabbed all that liquidity in that demand zone, came all the way back up and closed as a bullish pin bar, almost a hammer. So it was like a complete reversal on that day. And then we continued to open bullish. Right, came all the way back down, higher low, closed bearish. On Friday we opened, still got higher lows, continuing to drive, fill up that wick, drive for a new high, and close pretty strong. So we ended on a good Friday, like it closed real strong on Nasdaq. Now, if we base information off of how points of interest, okay, so let's now go. We closed on Friday right here, and we opened right now. Okay, so you see that it is also basically the high of the day where we just kind of transition from Friday. So I'm going to place a purple line right here, and this is representing the high of the day. And you see it's a big bearish candle coming all the way down. Okay, so can I even put a low, like there's no wick right now on this big bearish candle. So I'm going to place a low right now, but it's probably going to change. Okay. So that's the lowest point right now. It's there right now. It could break, even go further down. It could catch a wick right now. And you see how it's like representing 50% of the bullish volume, how we're coming down. So if it continues bearish, if we continue to break and we kind of come down, maybe right here, there's a body and a body right here. Maybe we got to map this out as a point of interest on the daily with a yellow line. And if it comes down there and it holds, then it's technically holding a little bit of this bullish volume right here. And it could get a wick and go back up. Okay. But the points that we really want to watch is to see if it will break below maybe this zone right here. Okay. That's where we got to really watch. That's where it flagged right here and then got that big push on Friday. So if it comes all the way back down in here, that's where those buyers might be, and it might go technically back up. If I can now just analyze Friday's bullish candle again by grabbing my Fibonacci, the opening price is right there. The closing price is right there. So now I can see where is 50% of this. Where's 50%? Let's draw a line right at 0.5. There it is. Okay. And then again, if I want to find like a daily demand zone, one notch above, one notch below, right in there. Okay. So I can see now we're trading right into this green zone currently on today's daily candle. Okay. You can see how it's coming down. It's coming down. We're trading right into this point. Okay. So are we going to find some buyers in here? Is it going to get a wick and come back up, or is this daily bearish volume going to continue to come and cut through right through here? And then if we do flip this candle and come all the way back up to the highest point and we break out, maybe break out to right there, test Friday's high. Okay, that would be the most logical area to test, right up there. And then we see if we can continue to drive back up. But right now, okay, it's bearish. We've got a candle coming down from a lower high position right over here, and we'll see how far down it can come down to. But we're trading in a Friday's demand zone, and we'll see if we can come down a little lower. Okay, so technically right now we do have a really bearish daily candle on Nasdaq. Okay, let's go into the hourly. We can start to see how this thing started to develop. So if you look all the way down here, Wednesday was that big recovery, came back up, trading into Thursday. Then Friday had the big move. Friday, Wall Street. Remember Friday, guys? We were trading. It was NFP, Friday, and Wall Street. We took that. Remember that buy on Nasdaq where we put our stop loss to break even, and then right out of NFP, it jumped up over 100 pips. That was Friday. If you guys were with us and you remember that, and we they pinned it at the top here. At the end of the day, and then we continued to move We're pulled back up, lower highs, and pushed back down. Do we have some hourly points of interest? Yes, an hourly point of interest is right around here. I'd place a white line just above 20,000 if it gets up there. Okay, so right now, if you draw a trend line from the top up here, what is the overall trend? It looks like it's still bearish. It looks like it's still descending, but we do have this big move. It pulled back, higher low, pulled back, higher low, came up here. It is coming down, but it's still technically higher lows inside here. Until we start to break these lows, then it will actually change direction, change trend. So right now, hourly candles are kind of consolidating right in here. We'll see if we can maybe continue to maybe grab some bullish volume and break out of here, or it's going to continue to be bearish and we're going to continue to push down. Okay. So hourly right now, and then in the 5 minutes, this is what we got going on the 5 minutes. Okay, every attempt it tries to come back up, they push it back down. Every attempt it comes up, they push it back down. Every attempt we come back up, they push it back down. Every attempt again, they push it back down. So you can see how strong the selling pressure is on these 5 minutes. Okay, so we're trading right in here that's the lowest point right now. That's where I place that purple line, and we're getting a little bit of a wick. So let's see if the buyers can bring it back above maybe 50% of this bearish candle back above that daily point of interest, this 19,900. Maybe if we can continue to drive up a little bit. But we do have some resistance on the 5 minutes right over here. Like if you were to draw a zone, it's right there. Okay, so let's just be careful. Okay, let's let it build maybe a little bit. We'll leave these two side by side. We'll watch gold right now and a little bit of Nasdaq. We'll put these two. We'll add Dow Jones in just a little bit. Let's watch these two right now, gold and Nasdaq right now. So gold did close below there. We do have an ignited bar that's getting ready. Okay, so maybe if we wait for like this, a pullback to come in here and maybe see if it will push down. Okay, so maybe this might be an opportunity to look to short gold a little bit, to come down to maybe that hourly white line. We've got a doji candle right in here. So let's just continue to watch this out. Okay, and we can lower this down to here now. I'm going to go in a sell here on gold. Sorry guys. I'm going to go in a sell, test out a sell here. I'm going to just place my stop loss above that last high right there. Give it, in case it needs to come into maybe this supply zone, test this out. Just want to have my stop loss like above the 9 EMA, above here. And I'm going to see if it can come down to that hourly white line right there, and maybe possibly if it can break down to approximately maybe 50% of that bullish candle like right here. So I'm just going to test it out. I know it could possibly come back in, like in here, and then maybe it will go back down. Maybe it comes back down, close below there, then gets that second push coming down. So I'm just testing out a possible sell right here. It did close below this zone right here. So this is kind of the retesting candle. Just going to test it out. Also, Nasdaq over here coming back up. Let's see if Nasdaq can get some volume to close above this yellow point of interest right here. Are you guys in any trades right now? I'm just going to test out a sell here on gold. 50 seconds to go in the close here. Again, I'd like to see more like bearish volume closing below this red box zone, closing below 3,313. Maybe if it can create like a bearish flag pattern right below here and then have that next leg to push down. But there is this bullish volume that's pushing to close back inside here. So next bar could definitely continue to drive back up here. And my stop loss it's pretty tight, okay? My stop loss is not all the way above the daily high. It's right here. So I'm possibly could get stopped out of here. Just testing out a sell here. I know it's counter trading the trend. Yeah, see, that was a shitty close. It closed inside the red zone. It opened, ignited. So it's going to look to take out these previous highs unless the sellers can keep the momentum down and start pushing this down. But it's tough to do against an ignited bullish bar. And Nasdaq got rejected at that yellow daily line right there. So that's why I said pay attention to that yellow line if volume can close above that. Okay, I'm about to get stopped out of this. I'll let you guys know verbally when I get stopped out. Nasdaq is still building. See if it can build and get, again, closing up, excuse me, closing above that yellow line. So you do got a little bit of structure they're building here at 19,892. I'm still in the gold. I'm still in drawdown. It's a good rejection, okay? But we still have this inverted hammer candle. Remember the ignited open, so it's still holding that bullish there. Now that was the flip, turned into a shooting star. So again, we just got to get that continuation. So this is 2.5 minutes to go. It opened bullish, ignited. It came all the way up here. Then they pushed it back down, okay? So we got to get some bearish volume, maybe a shooting star candle, maybe closing below here. Still in this drawdown area, but closing below here, and then that might get that next push down. So we got a good rejection, and I had a tight stop loss just right above that previous high. So I'm still in this, but definitely buyers could step right back in. But that's why we need to see if we can continue to get strong close with the sellers pushing it back down into this location down in here. No, I'm not in a Nasdaq trade, Samuel. No, I'm in the gold sell. I just said to pay attention above this yellow line to see if the buyers can close it above there. Okay, so let's see. We flipped the candle. So just reminder, remember it opened bullish ignited. It was strong open. It continued to push up all the way up there, but they pushed it down. That's a lower high, lower high. We got a shooting star candle. That's why these daily points of interest are important. See how the 5 minutes came right up there, Nasdaq, pushed back down, came up again, push right back down. Okay, that's why I was saying watch for bullish volume to close above the yellow line, and they're still rejecting it. See right at the end, that sucks. We had a nice shooting star candle in the last 30 seconds now. See the buyers stepping back in, so possibly I'm going to get stopped out here. They got another surge of volume coming right back in. So we're going to watch now the close, 12 more seconds. Sellers have absorbed them and pushing it right back down. But again, if it closes with that blue body, you still have to give the majority of the volume to the buyers. But there is the close. It closed as, wow, like a bearish pin bar candle with relatively low volume. Okay, so we're now continuing in the next bar with some bearish volume pushing down. Okay, so that's a good response, but we got to break this low right here. And maybe can we close with volume below this structure right here? Like there's a lot of structure right here in this 5-minute area right here, right over here. See here, like this right there. Stretch that across. That's like if we can break below this. And in 4 minutes, we have a new hourly candle coming in at 8 a.m. So let's see maybe if we can push for a new low, close below here, and then maybe even at 8 a.m. if it pulls back up, all of these offers will start to come down a little lower, and then maybe we can get that actual push coming down here. It's going to be critical this close, okay? So again, we came all the way down, didn't give us a new lower low. It's actually, in fact, a higher low in there. So the buyers are still respecting this area. Every time we come down, it gets a wick, goes back up, come down, back up, come down, back up. Again, we just came down in there, and now it's reversing back up. So it's in a very tight, consolidated area. You know, this is where buyers are buying, sellers are selling. It's in an accumulation phase. That's what sucks when you get into a trade when it's in an accumulation phase, and you have a tight stop loss like this. It could definitely get stopped out. That was a good push. We had a nice push, nice bearish candle coming down, but it could not break that low right there. It's very technical. And now we could lose our entire bearish momentum the way how the candle body started. It opened, ignited, and just pushed down bearish. Now it could flip and turn blue, but did you see that big injection of bearish volume just step back in? So right now at 2.5 minutes to go, right at the halftime. Okay, so we have a hanging man candle, still has a bearish head on it, but every time we come down, it's going back up. So this is that fight right going into 8 a.m. So this is what sucks. If this candle flips bullish, we're going into 8 a.m., could carry that bullish momentum and start to come up here, maybe hit some stop losses, and then maybe eventually come back down. Or it could just continue going bullish and start driving through here. So that's why my stop loss is just placed above these highs up here, because I don't want it to continue to drive and go to the daily high purple line and continue to drive out of there. So that's my maximum risk up there. Now we've got 90 seconds to go. So a lot of support holding down here at 3,311. A lot of support, not breaking. Nasdaq is still bearish, closing below, pushing down. There's the purple line, that low of the day, where we just plotted it. So we can see it's momentarily holding, but this is just 5-minute candles. It's not a lot of support there yet. So last 30 seconds to go on both securities, and we're going into 8 a.m. and then 8:20 is COMX. And I didn't see any 8:30 news. I'll double check it, but I believe when we went over it, there was no 8:30 news. We have 10 a.m. ISM manufacturing, or ISM services, I'm sorry, at 10 a.m. Okay, here's the close. We've got some bearish volume again, just concentrated right at this area. Okay, so it opened 8 a.m. bullish, ignited. Okay, doesn't surprise me. It's just that hourly open. Again, we'll continue to watch Nasdaq if we can get some bullish volume closing above that yellow line, 19,900 up there. Okay, so this is the 8 a.m. open, strong open, bullish ignited open. Possibly wants to come up here, take out all these stop losses up here. Hopefully sellers can continue to maintain structure, which they currently are. That is a lower high wick, but the body is still ignited. So when they push it down, you know, it continues to pick up those bids in there, and it continues to drive back up. So guys, I'll let you guys know when I get stopped out here. It's almost there. Pay attention to Nasdaq as well if it closes above that yellow line. I hate when you walk into an hour like this and you're in a trade and you get that momentum switch. It sucks. I know, guys. All you can do is don't over leverage your account when you're taking a trade. That's it. And then I'll revisit this later on. I'll place an alert there. It's not breaking yet. Maybe later on it'll break down. But right now it's still strong. Okay, that's it. I'm stopped out right there. So what I do now that I'm stopped out is I'm going to place an alert at this zone. If it revisits this area right in here again, I'll be looking to sell that position. And Nasdaq is still struggling to close above that yellow daily point of interest. So I got stopped out there, guys. I placed an alert back down there in case it does come back down. I'll be definitely looking to maybe short that position later today, but it's just not developed yet. Still strong, still a lot of buying demand in here. So I got to wait it out. Yeah, Nasdaq, 9 EMA on Nasdaq and a 200 over here. So this whole area on Nasdaq is kind of the consolidated area. If you don't want to trade this area, I don't blame you. This is a pretty shitty area to be trading. Just like that area I sold on gold, pretty shitty area. So let's wait for the markets to open up a little bit. Okay, so you see how gold closed above that red line right there. Now it's going to act as support going forward. So that's why I just placed my stop loss above these highs, and that's it. That's my maximum risk on that trade. I don't want to continue where gold continues to go to that daily high up there. So you got a lot of barcoding here on Nasdaq. Bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish. So again, not the greatest area to be trading. It's right near that low of the day. It's continuing to accumulate, both sellers and buyers. Eventually it will make a move similar to like gold, where it was accumulating here. I was accumulating with the sellers, but sellers were not strong. Continuing to be bullish. We'll see if something develops here on Nasdaq. Okay, so Nasdaq is coming back up, guys. Let's watch the close of Nasdaq. See if we get that bullish close above that yellow daily point of interest around 19,900, 902 in there. Let's see if we can get that positive closure above there. And I'm not going to trade gold until COMX market opens up in the next 10, 15 minutes. I'm going to let it just trade in here. Again, too many fake outs, too much bullshit going on in here. I'm going to avoid that. I'll look to trade gold maybe at 8:30 after everything settles down. Nasdaq is making a little bit of a move. Okay, so holding down here at the daily low, coming back up nicely. Let's see how it will close in the next 90 seconds. Again, if it does close bullish above here, if we look for a pullback buy, we're looking to maybe pull back into 50% of the body. However, if it does close above there, it could just retest that yellow line and catch a wick and continue to go back up. So I'm just going to wait to see how that closes. I think in COMX gold is going to sell off, but it's too early right now. That's where if they do like gonna push it down. They might come out, take out all the liquidity at the daily high up here. Okay, so it did close above, right? If we're looking at 50% of that bullish candle, it's like approximately right there. So if you want to draw yourself a pullback zone, you utilize the yellow line as your point of interest, bring it back there. So that's about 50%. If it pulls back in there, that's where you could look for a pullback buy. Again, this is the continuation candle just going. So if you don't want to take this, wait for it to pull back down in here, and you might get, again, that 19,900 level. Okay, so if you don't want to buy the current continuation, we've got to wait for a pullback in here. We've got to wait for it to come back in here. Okay, so that's filling that imbalance. If it gets all the way back up to that red box, okay, you can see there is a lot of resistance there. It came in, pushed back down, came in, they pushed it back down, came in, they pushed it back down. So we're coming right back in. Good momentum, good volume. So if you're in a buy, let's see if it can come into that and maybe break out of here. It's right at that trend line as well. But if we're waiting for a pullback, that's a pullback entry in there. We're waiting for that 19,900 area. Just looking at the pre-market right now, some key names in Nasdaq. Let's see, Nvidia's down negative 1.2% right now. Meta's down 1%, Microsoft down 0.5%, Google down 0.8%, Amazon down 1.4%, Tesla down 0.7%, Apple down 1%. Okay, so that's that bearish momentum, but we'll see. Maybe things will start to reverse the momentum here. It's just Monday morning, guys. Let the markets heat up a little bit. How was everyone's weekend? Everyone is a little quiet today. What is it? Is it because it's Monday morning? Are we all quiet? Or are you guys in a trade that you guys are concentrating on? You guys need some coffee. Okay, so here's the close. And then we have 5 more minutes to go into COMX for gold specifically over here. Okay, so gold closed above, still holding here. So this red line could in fact be support going forward now. It's right at the 9 EMA. So that purple line is the daily high. We're 5 minutes away from COMX. So let's see what they're going to do. Are they going to come up there, take out that daily high, take out some liquidity up there, and maybe move opposite direction? We'll see. There's liquidity there, and there's also liquidity below here. Which side are they going to come and get? There's some there, and there's some up here. Which one do they want? Same with Nasdaq. Nasdaq has liquidity sitting right up here waiting. And then there's liquidity below at the low of the day. So what we got to watch for is which move they go towards and the reaction that happens up there. Will they come grab that liquidity and close it above there? And then maybe this is going to turn to demand and it will continue to drive, or they come up there, they get it, they get rejected, and then it moves back down. Okay, so if you're trading gold, COMX is going to open in 3.5 minutes. Nasdaq, it will be affected, but not as much as gold. For gold, am I placing an alert for a buy if it closes above the high of the day? No. This is just liquidity up here. I'm not like in a pending buy or anything like that. But what I do watch for is, are they going to come up, grab that liquidity, and then what I look for is it going to get rejected and come back down and close like that? Then I might look for a possible sell. If they do in fact come up there and take out that daily high liquidity and it closes above there, then maybe I utilize that purple line to buy a pullback off of there and then maybe take it back up. So I'll walk you through it. But I'm not using any pending buy orders or anything like that. Just watching up here to see what they do. If in fact they even come up here, they might not. Okay, so 2 more minutes to go. You've got this pattern on the 5 minutes where it came down. Consider that one bottom. There's the neckline right there. Second bottom right there. And now it's coming right back up. So it looks like a W, okay? But we're right at that high of the day, and we're right walking into COMX. So yes, it could continue to drive out of there on an impulse, but just be careful. If you guys are in buys, let's see if it can break out of here. Create a new high of the day. 90 seconds to go. Looks bullish. Looks like it's going to come up there. Okay, so it just tapped into the high of the day now. It did, in fact, create a new high of the day right now. I can see that that wick is a little higher than the purple line. Nasdaq right in the middle, still consolidating in here. Okay, so now it's pushing with some volume up there. Let's see how it will close. 50 seconds to go. Will it close with volume above there? Again, if this is the candle, if this is how the candle looks at close, then figure out where 50% of that is, just in case there's a small pullback, and then continue to drive. Okay, so it's a good, strong candle cutting right through here. Okay, right prior to COMX. 20 seconds to go. Okay, 5 seconds to go into the close. So remember, COMX comes with a lot of volume. Okay, so just here we go. 50% is right there. It did in fact close above that high point. So it opened, ignited, filled that wick. Will it continue to get that momentum to the upside? They rejected it back down. So now it's coming down. That's why I moved the red line up to approximately 50% of that previous volume, watching to see if it will hold. So you got a spin top candle right now. The first 30 seconds of COMEX. So it's pushing down now. Let's see the retest here at the 50% point, the red line. Oops, I didn't want to do that line. Okay, so it did close above. It kind of faked it out, coming back down. Let's see where this candle can possibly close in the next 3 minutes. Again, it is an impulse candle, so if you do take a trade off of this, you're taking a candle, an impulse move prior to the bar closing. So anything can happen. It could come down here. You go in to sell, it goes back up. If you're not in a trade, I'm not in a trade, so I'm going to wait for this bar to close. See what I mean? If you take a sell when it's coming down like that, it could come right back up like that. So you have to be very careful. This candle could come all the way back up, flip bullish, turn into a bullish pin bar, and continue to drive. But you see now, it's coming up, going back down, coming down, going back up. So if you don't feel comfortable trading this, wait for it to close. 2.5 minutes to go. Okay, so gold is flipping. Okay, so it turned, it came down there, picked up all that liquidity, closed above, could turn. This could be like a possible situation to continue to buy. If you want to buy up here, or you wait for it to pull back, or you physically wait for this body to close, maybe above here, and go off of the next candle. But looks pretty good up there. But let's wait and see where it closes. 90 seconds to go. Nasdaq is still just consolidating right in between here. Okay, so you got a hammer candle breakout. Came bearish all the way down, right to that 9 EMA, still respecting this big bullish candle. Picked all that up. Now new high. Again, is volume going to close up here? In the last 30 seconds to go. Here's the close. So it looks like a bullish pin bar. Close with volume above. They opened it ignited red. Okay, so they're just quickly dropping it down. Let's see maybe if it grabs a quick wick to the upside. It did. Okay, so this thing could continue to drive bullish here. If it continues to come down, maybe pick up a little more and flip. This could be maybe possible to continue to buy gold up here. Okay, so let's watch. Maybe there could be a fake out up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch to see maybe if that bearish volume can come back down and close below this purple line. So it looks like they closed it there at 815. COMX made that high, close with volume, and maybe if they bring it back down, then maybe it looks like kind of like a little reversal at that daily high. Okay, will this bearish candle close below here now? And Nasdaq is retracing right back down. You know that where we're looking for like a pullback buy entry near this green box near 19,900. So maybe it's coming down there. Okay, so let's watch how this body closes. Okay, so we know that they came up there, scooped that liquidity up, closed it, but then we're bringing it right back down. So we know they took out the liquidity at that high of the day there. Let's see how this body will close. 2.5 minutes to go, and then we're going into 8:30. Again, let's just double check if we have any 8:30 news for today. So I just got to go back to Monday right here, 8:30. We do not have any news on Forex Factory that we can see. It's 10 a.m. Two more minutes to go. Okay, so you see they faked out the high of the day up there, bringing it all the way back down. Well, they close it below this structure right here. Let's see what's going on the 15s. Maybe the 15 will give us a cleaner picture. With Nasdaq, you still got it inside here. Not the greatest, but let it continue to build. Maybe it needs to build to go into Wall Street. Okay, but we're watching gold over here. So you can see the 15-minute candle came out. Sweep that liquidity up there. Coming back down. Coming down, going back up. So again, it's in a tough area, guys. Welcome to Monday. Monday morning trading at its finest here. This could drive you crazy. Definitely. If you're in buys, it keeps coming down, going back up. If you're in sells, it comes down, it goes back up, comes down, goes back up. So this could drive you crazy. I'll be honest. This could come all the way back up and close blue back above here, and then gold is continuing to be bullish today. Okay, so came down there, back up. Came down there, still respecting the structure, coming back up. That was a big bearish candle. Now we got 25 seconds to go, and we have 8:30 a.m. Eastern coming up with a new 30-minute candle. So if you look at the 30, you had that consolidation. You have this really strong 8 a.m. candle that broke out, created that new high. So is the 30-minute volume going to continue to close above that daily high and maybe continue to move? Or you wait for a pullback buy, like right around in here. So let's see how it actually closes. Here's the close, right below it. So we're going into 8:30 now. And Nasdaq is coming down to that pullback entry point, right back over down in here. Okay, so far tweezer top highs. Got rejected. Inverted hammer. Okay, so they flipped it now. Okay, those tweezer top highs, if they reject this and it goes into like a possible shooting star, I'm gonna look for a sell position and place my stop loss above those tweezer top highs. So I'm gonna go in a sell on gold one more time. I'm gonna try it out now. Since they swept that high, day of the high, my stop loss is not gonna be all the way up there. I'm just placing my stop just a little bit above those tweezer top highs, and I'm looking for it to come back down to fill that wick, come down to this red line, maybe break to come and fill that wick down there. So I'm going to test out another sell here on gold, see if it can continue to hold here and maybe drop down a little bit for this 8:30 move. Okay, I just want to go full chart and just see one more area back here on the hourly, just above the purple line. Just want to see where there's some hourly right there. Okay, so I've got a body, a body, a body, a body at 3,320. So I just want to see where I place my stop loss now relative to that area. Okay, see how my stop loss is just above that hourly. So I feel comfortable leaving my stop there. Nasdaq came right in that box, but I had my alert right here at this red line. It didn't get activated yet. So if we can revisit down here, 25 pips. And then if it can come all the way fill that, we're looking about 40 plus. Okay, so we got a good push coming down, but again, we don't want to just come down here, pick up another higher low, and then go back up. Then we got to see maybe a double top up there, but maybe we can push with this, close somewhere near down in here, and then maybe we can get the next push, or even if this closes with a nice bearish body, if we pull back, we're pulling back into it, we'll figure out where 50% of it is. But there we go. That's a good 25 pip push right down to that red line, okay? But if we can really fill that next wick, we're looking about 40, 45. So here we go into the close in the last 45 seconds. So it traded right down to that red line and coming right back up. Fuck, it's frustrating. Holy shit. I hate when gold does this. Lot of support down in here at 3,315. Okay, here's the close, 10 seconds. Gold could drive you crazy like this. Okay, there's the close. Ignited. Let's see if we can drive right. That same red line is about 50% right there. It did not get rejected yet. Okay, so it might come all the way back up into this red box. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully we get a lower high coming in. I see some of you guys went to a break even. Some of you guys closed out down there. I didn't. I'm seeing if this trade could break down, physically break it down. And I might get stopped out again. Nasdaq is at a good area, guys, to entertain buys right here. Okay, it pulled all the way back in. I'm just focusing on gold. It came down to a really nice shooting star, but getting ready to maybe possibly move. If we can push below here, and I'm still in this, I might add a second sell to break this 3,315 area. If I'm still in it, if it's still pushing down. Okay, so can we flip this body? It's still got that bullish body from when it opened. Now half of it has gone by. We're at 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Can we flip this? Just exhaust this blue volume, flip it into a shooting star, and just start to push down. Every time we come down here, it's an inverted hammer. Continues to get filled. Come trade back up. So my stop is above those tweezer top highs, above that hourly resistance, just right up here. So again, I'm risking getting stopped out, but I'm also going to see if structure can be built while I'm in the trade. So it is still a lower high, but it's still got that big bullish volume still inside of it. So these are those candles. If you can cool this candle down, if you can tame this candle down and bring it down, that's where you could see that next leg developing to really break down. But it's not there. This is a strong body candle. Every time they push it down, it continues to get filled up. So this is kind of like the deciding candle that will decide if the next move is going to be bullish or if it's going to turn bearish. So this is like that deciding candle right here. That could definitely dictate this next move. And in the last 30 seconds, always, whether you are in a trade, not in a trade, watching, you should always be paying attention to the last 30 seconds to give you some sort of indication of how the candle is closing, who has momentum going into the close, where it closes. You get all the details in the last 30 seconds. Can kind of summarize the entire 5 minutes. Okay, so sellers are pushing it down into the close. You still have that inverted head with that bullish volume. So maybe a bear flag could form right here and continue to drop down. But you see how it's still holding this bullish momentum. So the sellers did come in near the close. They pushed it down, but could not take out that remaining volume. So the next candle opens again with that bullish momentum coming back up in here. And that's why then you got to start coming in with sellers, creating a lower high, which they just did. And now they got to flip that candle and then take out that previous blue volume. And then we could naturally break down to maybe this next red line down in here. Nasdaq is retesting this green location right here, that 19,900 still currently holding. So it broke out of here, it pulled back, still holding. That's what I was saying. Maybe if you're looking for buys, instead of buying that high breakout right there, you could get in a nice discounted buy entry right there. Just had to wait 20 minutes for it to come back down. Big bullish candle again, trading into the supply, and at that hourly high resistance, we'll see if those tweezer top highs can hold on those 5 minutes. Again, if there's a impulse, that's where my stop loss is, up there. And then you can see how difficult it is to short gold this morning. So we're trading right at that hourly point of interest right now. Very, very close. I will verbally let you guys know when I get stopped out. I don't think I'm having any luck with this. And Nasdaq is breaking down as well. So if I get stopped out of this, that's my second strike this morning, and then I only have one more strike left. I'll save that last strike for Wall Street market open if I can still survive this without getting stopped out here. But those are the 3 strike rules on live trading here. I'm still in it. I'm still holding. Very close to getting stopped out. Still in there. I'm still breathing. 60 seconds to go in this candle bar close. So if we can push down this bullish momentum and close it back below this red box, we could open bearish and continue maybe to push down here. So these last 30 seconds are going to be critical on this close. Wow, the buying volume is so strong right now this morning. It's very, very, very difficult to short this thing down. Sellers are still there, still protecting that hourly resistance point, that white line above there. Okay, there's the close. Right at that red box. There's that push down. Okay, what I was just saying. It could carry that momentum forward. There's that black bearish candle coming right back down. Again, it could just come down, pick up a higher low, and flip. That's the thing, that there needs to be follow through with the sellers. Like it's a nice bearish candle the way it opened, but see how quickly the buyers flipped it back up. So yeah, if this holds, yeah, it could come up bullish, and then my stop loss is up there. But that was a good push down, opened, ignited, and dropped, but there was no follow through on it. So it looks like now I could be getting stopped out of here. Unless the supply zone can momentarily hold up. So trading in my drawdown right now. This is the drawdown zone up here. Armando, was there any news over the weekend that made gold so strong? Yeah, there was. There was some few things going on in the Middle East. And Pakistan and India, some tension over there. Yeah, so maybe I shouldn't be shorting gold with that news. Okay, while I'm in drawdown on this, this could technically be the official double top on the 5 minutes on gold. So what I mean is this one top here, it pushed down. There's the neckline that we need to break. Came back up. Here's the second top. So if the sellers can in fact continue to push this thing down, we kind of want to maybe break the neckline and then could get that drop. But still very, very strong. So guys, I'll verbally let you guys know when I get stopped out. It's coming very close. 2 more minutes to go on this bar. You guys still believe gold will go down, Samuel? I know, but it's just, when will it go down? Like, you know, is it going to be next 10 minutes, 30 minutes, next hour, 4 hours from now? Because it could just continue to do this all day. Just pull back, higher lows, and continue driving. Pull back, higher low, continue driving. So I don't want to sit there and just short each move, and then it just goes down a little bit for like 20 pips and then back up. So that's why we need to see good follow through with sellers and close it below structure. That candle that came down, that was a good one, but there was no follow through on it. So yeah, that's the problem with counter trading, guys. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to counter trade gold right now, and it's not working out. Okay, that's it, guys. Stopped out. Okay, I'm going to stay away from gold now. That's it. That's my second strike, guys. I only have one more strike, and then that's it for me today on this live call. I'll save it for maybe Wall Street. Ugh. So my goal now is to recover my 2 losses. That's what I got to do today. The goal today is not to just break the bank. The goal today is to get my 2 losses back. And I have one more opportunity to do that because I gave myself 3 trades. And that's the goal for today, is to get my losses back. If I can't do it on the next trade, then today is got to go down in the journal as a L day. And that's what happens, guys. But I'm going to stay away from gold right now. I'm not reading it correctly. And then sometimes now when you flip, where I had two bearish bias, and then now I get pissed off, and then now I want to go into a buy, this is where the market gets you. Sometimes now you're going to go in a buy, and then that's when they bring it down. So, you know, this is where you got to, like right now I would be walking away from the market. I'm telling you, I would be walking away right now, going outside for some fresh air, and then coming back at Wall Street. I would not be continuing to look at the charts right now for the next 40 minutes going into Wall Street. I would walk away and come back at 9:20 and watch Wall Street for like 1 hour till 10:30. Because if I continue to stay and watch this, you know, you might be inclined to take another trade on it. And then, so that's why walking away is so important, guys. A lot of people don't understand why traders walk away. It's not just to clear your head. It's just to get away off of this chart. Because the longer I stay here, then I'm going to start to see that, like, that rejection candle, another bearish candle close below, and then it's kind of confirming my bias, what I want to do, and then go into another sell, and then it plays the games with you where it comes down again and then goes right back up, and then you're screwed again. So that's why it's important to walk away. Okay. Well, with this now body closing above, this zone is now bullish and could continue driving. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start charting to get my mind off of this shit. I'm going to start charting US 30, guys. Okay, I'm going to do US 30. Okay, starting off with the daily. So I'll have this done in 8 minutes to go into 9. Okay, so US 30 is very, very similar to how Nasdaq looks on the charts. So you got your all-time high supply. We are nowhere near that right now. You also had this zone, also very, very similar to Nasdaq, that inside zone right there. But now this is a supply zone going forward. Okay, we had this position right here on the daily that held right over here. And continuing to hold below us. This little block right here, still holding. Okay, so I'm not going to chart all the way down here. It's just a waste of time. I'm going to continue with what's going on right now inside here. Okay, so some key points of interest inside here. Is there anything that you can look at, maybe base something off of? You can definitely look in there. There is gaps in the market all over here. Sorry, what is that? What do you do when you enter a losing streak? 2024 was awesome, and these last 2 months I have been struggling. You have to adapt to the markets. The markets are trading right now, 2025, this entire year, January, February, March, April, have completely different than how we were trading in 2024. So you have to learn. Like, if you're struggling, you got to learn. Like me, I struggled with those last 2 trades on gold. So I need to now go back and see what I was doing. What was I doing wrong there? You know, same with if you're struggling last month, you got to go back, look at your journal, go over your trades, go over your setups, look at your losing trades. And like, just like me, how I lost on that gold trade, I need to go back now and review what did I do and learn from it. And that's how you can get better at trading, guys. It's not rocket science, but you got to go back. If something is working, if you're having a fantastic trading month or a fantastic year, what are you doing well? Learn from it. Go back and review. Because if you don't know, like, you're going to just continue to do the same mistakes over and over. We'll talk about that later on. Let's just finish doing this charting right now because we're going to start to lose focus here. Okay, so we had this big liquidity grab last week on Wednesday where it was a big bearish candle, came up, closed inside here. We pushed out Thursday. There's their impulse break on the daily coming out of this zone. It came back down and closed right here. Friday, very bullish day in the markets. Okay, we continued to respect these lows, came up, took out now that daily point of interest. Closed near the high on Friday, and then here's your gap down. Here's how they gap it down. So normally when I'm looking at the daily candles, like I always have a point of interest from where they close and where they open. Now you can see how they opened it today. There's no body that opens right here. So they actually gapped it down and opened it here. It's a very bearish inside open. They gapped it down and it's bearish ignited. Pushed all the way down. So this, where they opened it, is in fact the high of the day. There's no wick, that's it. They gapped it down and pushed it down. Pushed it down all the way down to where our low of the day is right here. Okay, so you see where we're trading. We're still trading within this bullish body on Friday. It came down, caught a bottom, coming right back up. So if it comes back down to the low of the day and we break, maybe we're going to revisit right here. The top of the green box, 40,880. Maybe if we trade right in the middle of it, it's 40,775. I would have a yellow line right here at 775 right in the middle. Okay, just in case that's a point of interest in the middle. If that can't hold, then the bottom of the green box right here, 40,665. Okay, that's if we come back down to retest this demand zone. But right now, if we start to push back up and it's strong going against all this bearish momentum, can we come all the way back up to flip this candle and drive? If we do, we could possibly take out, let's mark up Friday's high, just so we know last week's high. And if the buyers push up, this is a big bearish candle, right? So if they're pushing up just a little bit, they could push up halfway and then get pushed back down. So if I'm just looking where half of the volume is right now, like where can I place a yellow line? Right there. That's about half of it, of the current volume. So I want to see if we can push up, get up to that point and see what happens there. Maybe sellers will push it back down. Maybe we come up there and we can start to flip it, okay? But right now, it's a very bearish daily candle that they gapped it down, came down, found the bottom, and coming right back up now. If we look at the overall, what's going on the daily, remember we were talking about this? At the end of Friday, I was saying, guys, pay attention to your Friday candle. So there we don't have a double bottom. We got a higher low that closed above. Friday, I was saying, guys, watch Friday's candle to see if we can close above the green box. We in fact did. So if it comes back down, just like a 5-minute setup to retest down in here, this could be a possible entry to look for buys this week and continue to drive up to this supply zone, maybe more. Okay. But right now we're trading in between this little zone right here. Let's check it out on the hourly. Yeah, look at these hourly candles. Holy shit. Okay, these are, if these were 5-minute candles, like we wouldn't even be trading this. We would be boxing this entire area in. So you got bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish. This is as consolidated as it can get. Okay, so there's no real direction right now. There is some hourly points of interest that we should mark up right here with a white line Y right here. I've got a body, a wick rejected there at 2 a.m., a wick rejected at 4 a.m. Okay, so that is hourly resistance up there. And right now, do we have any hourly like point of interest of support being created? Let's look at this area. So I've got a body, a wick holding right here. And now we're kind of just going up bullish, coming back down bearish, going up bullish. So this could be frustrating. If you don't feel comfortable trading all this, box all that in, and your next direction could possibly be back up to the upside, or could just consolidate like a bear flag coming down, and then they drop it back down. Okay, if we look now on the 5 minutes, this is how choppy the 5 minutes are. Like, this is horrible, guys. Like, holy, like maybe I don't even take a third strike today. Maybe I just walk away right now and don't even trade today. Like, this is pretty shitty, guys. Like, this is some pretty shitty volume. And I don't normally say that about Dow. Okay, so we'll watch how this goes into 9 a.m. right now, and more specifically, more into Wall Street. Okay, so it is 9 a.m. right now. Okay, so Nasdaq came back down, did break in here, come back up. Maybe we'll come back down and retest this. I don't know. I'm going to wait for Wall Street to see what's going on here. I don't want to trade all this consolidated garbage. Same with gold. You see, like what I mean? Came up, pushed it back down, closing below. Like it looks like I want to take another sell here, but then they'll play that game where it just comes down and goes right back up. You know, well, that's why trading is so difficult, guys. Trading is very, very difficult. It plays with your mind so much. Could drive you crazy. Promiller, you're up 1% now. Time to close up MetaTrader. Yep. Good job, man. Get out of here. You escaped with some profit on this choppy Monday. Good job. Okay, so we have a breakout now, 9 a.m. breakout. Okay, remember that hourly white line right up there? Okay, so if you're in US 30, 41,000 around 120, 118 up here. Pay attention to that. If you're in Nasdaq, okay, so it's coming right back up to this area. The last breakout high was that wick right there, 19,941. It's breaking that longer trend line right here. Guys, I'm going to go to the washroom real quick and I'll come right back. Just pay attention to the close of these candles. If it does close, you know, do your thing. Flip this red zone green. Watch to see if Nasdaq can close above here, and watch to see if gold closes below here. I'm just going to go to the washroom real quick, grab a coffee, and I'll come right back, guys. Give me a couple minutes. Okay, guys. Okay, so US 30 did in fact close above. Let's just flip this red to green right here. Nasdaq got rejected, came right in there. They rejected it back down. And Armando, you're in gold short. Wish you luck. Good luck, man. Good luck. I tried it too. But yeah, you did get the volume close below, a nice retest. Oh man, I want to take that sell too. But it's like a baseball game. You know, when you get 2 strikes, okay? Now you only have 1 more strike. So right now the market is throwing me curveballs, it's throwing sinkers, it's throwing knuckleballs, it's throwing all kinds of shitty pitches. So I gotta wait for that nice fastball right down the middle. So, you know, you gotta now wait for a real good setup. Because otherwise you're trading all these curveballs, sinkers, sliders. So you just gotta continue to wait it out. Same with Nasdaq, came right in there, really bullish, broke the trend line, came right up to that red box, and then they pushed it right back down. Same with US 30, came up almost to that hourly white line, pushed it back down, and tough markets, guys. Tough morning, okay? I'll be honest. It's a very difficult trading on all of these 3 securities. On gold, Nasdaq, and Dow. There's no direction right now. I gotta wait now for that nice fastball down the middle. If it's there. If not, gotta wait for tomorrow. We're about 20 minutes away from Wall Street market open. So this was the gold move I wanted, but that candle kind of got me out of there. But so if it comes down, again, same thing. You're looking for volume to close below this red line. That's what it had. That's what it's having difficulty breaking below, 3,315 this entire morning, basically since the start of 8 a.m. Let's see if there's any news in the market going on. What's happening right now? Let's take a look over here. Let's see the news feed. Right now, 9 a.m. news. Okay, nothing big in the news right now. Okay, so again, where did US 30 close? It kind of closed right below this green zone. So this is where it's kind of consolidating right here. Nasdaq rejected. Big bearish bar ignited, came all the way down to where that daily yellow line, that green zone back up. So it's kind of trading in here. Let it consolidate right prior to Wall Street. All of this volume that's being accumulated will eventually be redistributed. I don't know how much we can continue to trade in this zone. I do like US 30 building here too. I like how it's coming back up, you know, looking for that move to continue to fill to that hourly white line, maybe a little further, but they could just play games here too.
I'm so hungry this morning, guys. You probably can hear my stomach growling. I'm starving right now. I don't know why. I need to eat some pancakes. Okay, so gold is breaking down, guys. Oh man, I was just a few minutes late to this, but it happens. It sucks. That's why also trading is all about timing these entries. Had I given myself a little bit bigger stop loss, yeah, I could have been in, but those are those woulda, shoulda, couldas. You know, you got to decide all that prior to taking the trade. Because every time you look back, oh, if I just gave myself a little bit bigger stop loss, I would be in. But it doesn't always work like that. Okay, so let's watch now. This is that critical breaking point. See, every time it touches this red line, it gets that wick coming back up. It's like it sucks for short sellers. Like, believe me, I tried a couple times to short that area there. Holy shit, market sucked today. It's one of those Mondays. If I wasn't trading with you guys, I would have been out of here. I would have been going making some breakfast and trading after Wall Street. This sucks. Holy shit. Again, look at that big rejection. That was a big bullish candle coming right through here. They rejected it back down, have it below here. Same with Nasdaq, big bullish candle coming here. They're pushing it back down. Try and avoid trading this stuff, guys. I'm being honest. Same with gold. It's just too much in a range, and I don't know how large your stop losses are, guys, but just that that volume on that US 30 candle is about 30 pips. So, you know, if you bought up here and you're placing a 20 pip, 30 pip stop loss, they could be taking you out with this type of volume, and it's just ranging. So I say, guys, let's just wait for Wall Street. Unless you want to engage in this stuff, I would go with feeler trades. I wouldn't go with anything, any high lots in here, because you could get shaked out. That could be due to the UK bank holiday. Could be just an average Monday. We don't have any Wall Street news. We didn't have any 8:30 news. All we have this morning is this ISM services at 10 a.m. Okay, so big rejection on US 30, closed at the low, shooting star candle, coming back up. If it comes back up, you're trading right back into the supply. You're trading right at that 200 EMA. Nasdaq is still right inside this tough little zone here. And we're 15 minutes away from Wall Street. See, even gold is playing games. Like it's selling down, but it cannot break this 3,315 area. That's where you've got a body, a body, a body, a wick, and a wick now. So we'll see if Wall Street can break that low down there. Excuse me, guys, I'm yawning here. This price action is putting me to sleep. I don't know about you guys. Okay, so I'm waiting for Wall Street, guys. Even if there is a good setup to take right now, I'm not gonna engage. I'm not gonna go in for a bite. I'm gonna wait till Wall Street. Pre-market trading, just going over some big names that you guys might be familiar with. What do we got? Let's see here. Nvidia's in negative 1.4% right now, pre-market. Meta, negative 1.1%. Microsoft, negative 1%. Google, negative 0.8%. Amazon, negative 1.5%. Tesla, negative 1%. Apple, negative 1.2%. A lot of tech names are negative anywhere up to 1%. Okay, so we've got some red in the pre-market. Gold cannot break this. Sellers cannot break this level right here, okay? So it's continuing to come back up, targeting that hourly resistance. If it closes above here, it could continue to push, guys. Got to be very careful with gold. Gold is very, very, very tricky today. Both buying and selling. Even this leg up that had buys, it brought it right back down. This next leg again, coming up with buys, they might push it right back down. And just leave Nasdaq and US 30 for now. Just let them do their thing right now. If you're going to take a trade on any one of these three securities, I highly recommend a little feeler trade. Test out this market. Because you might thank yourself later. Unless you have high conviction and some type of bias on the intended move, trade within your risk. If you're not sure, but you feel like you got to trade, go in small. What do you guys think for Dow at market open? What are you guys thinking? Do you guys think it's going to be bearish? Maybe take out this hourly low? That's our daily low down there at 41,000. Or do you guys think we're going to go up bullish? If you want to attach a trend line from 5 a.m., those are our points of interest. It's still holding that trend line. If you want to draw a little trend line for Nasdaq, it basically started right over here at 8 a.m. Okay, but it just caught up in this little zone right here. And gold, okay, so this is what I mean. It's tough. It came in strong for buyers, and then again, it's coming right back down. So buyers and sellers, I guarantee you, are getting real frustrated right now with gold until it makes its move. Come on, I just want to get to Wall Street market open. We're almost there. About 7-8 more minutes. Simar, good morning all the way from India. Welcome. Good morning to you, sir. Noor, welcome. Good morning. Thank you for joining. I want to sell gold so bad. You guys don't understand how bad I want to slam a real good sell here. Like, I'm talking a big lot sell. I've had enough of this, but no, I'm not going to bite for it. Every time it comes down, man, it just finds some type of support. No, I'm not going to do it, Efren. I'm going to save the last strike for maybe Ms. Jones in Wall Street. How's Donald Trump doing? Did he say anything over the weekend that we should know about in the markets? I believe he's working on the minerals deal with Ukraine. We'll see what happens there. He's got tariffs still going around. US dollar is trading at 99.50 right now. Oh, the deal is done and signed? Okay. Oh, I did. I thought he was still working on it. So I guess, guys, yeah, sorry. I'm a little behind. I guess the deal got signed. Okay, so we got about, after this candle closes, 5 more minutes to go on Wall Street. So just again, if you're not in a trade, just pay attention to what's going on. We do have a lot of consolidation. So we're going to see if they break this low, come down. There's the low of the day for Nasdaq. There's the low of the day, 41,000 for US 30. We do have this hourly support here at 41,028. We do have this resistance above us. We did break above it here at 9 a.m. So it did create those highs. Got rejected. We'll see if we can come back above here. Same with Nasdaq. It's trading right in here. Really tight zone. And gold, see if it can continue to come down. We're looking, if you're bearish on gold, looking to break 3315 right here, 3,315 right here, and then to come back down, trade at 3311, and then there's your hourly resistance at 3308. My bias is bearish on gold. Okay, I've been bearish on gold since this call started. Got stopped out, but I'm still bearish on it. Emirates, uranium stocks are about to be on. Check out UEC, Emirates, Uranium Energy Core, if you're not looking at that one right now. It's $5.28 a share. It was up 12% for over a month. And right now it's kind of just floating around. I got that on my watch list. UEC, Uranium Energy Core. Okay, guys, so we got less than 4 minutes to go into Wall Street. Please trade careful, especially on today's market. it's a tough day. It's a tough day. UK banks are closed. We don't have any major news until 10 a.m. where we have the ISM services red folder. But for Wall Street, we're going to get the typical Wall Street Monday market open after a weekend. If you don't feel comfortable trading right away, wait 5 minutes, wait 10 minutes, wait 15 minutes. If you're taking any impulse moves or anything like that, trade responsible. Risk management always should be considered. If you're feeling out a trade, use a small feeler trade, test out the market, and go from there, guys. Just trade responsible. That's all. That's it. Okay, and then gold is coming right back up, so it's tough. Gold is holy shit. Everything. It's not just gold. Like look at Nasdaq in here, even US 30. Man, we're probably gonna have maybe who knows, maybe a choppy Wall Street market open. But this is a lot of accumulation. Remember that. So Nasdaq has been accumulating in this zone since just right prior to 5 a.m. this morning. So it's been accumulating for 4 or 5 hours in there. And eventually all of this volume will be redistributed either to the upside or to the downside. Okay, it's not going to just trade inside here all day. And we got 90 seconds to go into Wall Street market open. So these are the moves prior to market open. Gold is coming right back up, testing this area. This was gold's prior all-time high, or not all-time high, daily high, 3,319.20. If you kind of want to move this purple line now, adjust it. There's the daily high up there. Okay, that's the hourly resistance white line. It's coming right back up there. It could definitely continue to drive bullish on gold. Nasdaq is coming right back up, and US 30. So this is now 50 seconds prior to Wall Street market open. Let's see how and where these bodies close. Okay, so it looks like another impulse fake out and then back down. Gold got rejected again in that red box. Let's see what happens. Okay, here's the close, guys, 10 seconds. I'll be watching indices more than gold at Wall Street market open, but I'll provide an analysis on all of them. Okay, so here's the market open. Quick rejection, flip. Watch quick flip to the upside on Dow. Okay, quick flip. Coming down, testing down there. Okay, so it came back up, rejected back down. If you don't feel comfortable trading this, then let's wait it out. That's a good rejection, 3-bar play maybe on gold to continue to drop to the downside. This is where Nasdaq could possibly and US 30 start to break out. But again, this is the impulse. Okay, so if you guys want to trade impulse, you know that it could impulsively break out and come right back down. Okay, that's the first 45 seconds. Okay, gold is breaking. Pay attention to that 3315 area on gold. Okay, this is now this is what I mean, guys. You got to be careful trading on impulse on market open. So look at that big fake out now. That's why it's a tough morning. I've been trying to tell you that this entire call. It's very, very difficult. That's why I'm going to wait for 5 minutes till 9:35 to see a closing bar where it will close. Gold is pushing down. There's the break of 33.15 finally. If you can get continuation to close below here, we could continue to drop. So that was what we wanted on gold. Man, it took a while to break down, but watch closing volume as well. Yeah, the market open is wild, guys. You gotta understand that. Like, that's why. If you don't feel comfortable trading market open, there's nothing wrong with that. Look at the direction. Okay, now it flipped back up, but it went deep down in there. So this could be the move on where it continues to break out here. Wow. Okay. Big moves here. Holy shit. Like the volatility is crazy. Wow. Okay, so it came all the way right back up to the hourly and they pushed it right back down. So let's see where this candle will finally close in the next 2.5 minutes. Look at the range of that candle as well on US 30. From the low to the high, that's a 75 pip candle. Okay, so you can see what I mean. If you're trading this with a 20, 30 pip stop loss, you could easily be stopped out on both directions, either if you're buying or selling. Okay, so this is where you got to lower your lot size to increase your stop a little bit to give it some room to breathe if you do decide to trade this. Gold is breaking down. Let's see if it can officially close below 33.15. And then you use this, if it does close below there, 33.15 will be your immediate resistance zone. If it pulls right back in, you want to see it get rejected and continue to push down. I'm waiting for a closure on these 5-minute candles on Nasdaq and US 30. Okay, and US 30 is gone. Like, it's gone. Okay, so I don't want to buy the high now. I got to wait for it to close. Maybe I can buy a pullback. Got to see where it closes. Is Nasdaq going to close above the zone? Remember this white line? That's that hourly resistance. Okay, so that's Wall Street's opening low down there. That's our high right there currently. That's a daily point of interest right up there, that yellow line. And we got 30 seconds to go into the close. And gold, follow gold, see if it can close below that 33.15. That's a critical area. Okay, so I'm going to assume US 30 is closing above this red box. I'm making it green from now. I'm going to assume that Nasdaq will close above that as well. Okay, so the red zones are turning green now for possible pullback entry buys at these locations. Okay, so here we continue to go. Here's the big push down. This could be a pullback buying opportunity on US 30, for example. So it came down. Did it come down to that hourly white line? Whereas that's approximately 50% of that bullish candle. Okay, maybe it's a higher low. Maybe it doesn't return all the way down there. Okay, so it's coming down, coming down, coming down. There's the wick right now. Oh, wow, it flipped real quick. Okay. Okay, so if this one turns blue, I might be looking for that continuation buy to take it up to that yellow line. Okay, so I'm going to go in a buy now on US 30. This is my last trade of this Wall Street session. I'm placing my stop loss below the hourly white line, looking to see if we can come up and take out that daily high position up there. And this is going to be my final trade of this session. So I'm looking to see if it can flip. fill up to that daily point of interest, and it may be a little higher. My stop is pretty tight considering the volume we're having. Just I'm placing it right below that hourly support line. Wow, gold really broke down. So gold closed below, right? You got your ignited bar continuing to push down. I'll verbally tell you guys when I get stopped out of US 30 while I'm breaking down this gold. Okay, so you see how it came right down to that green box. So this area right here, this zone, sorry guys, you can now make it red for gold right there. And we're going to see if US 30 can continue to hold this. If not, I'm out of here. And if Miss Jones lets me down, that's a sign. If she lets me down, that's for me to walk away. If Miss Jones lets me down in Wall Street, then the markets are telling me something. I gotta walk away. Okay, so and then if gold can break this 33.11, your next point of interest is your hourly white line 3308 down in here for gold. If it can continue to break bearish, Nasdaq is moving really nice. Hopefully US 30 can follow through with this. Again, even just to close above this position, we can build off of this, off of that nasty pullback down there. 90 seconds to go. Also, pay attention to gold, guys. If it breaks down and closes below this zone, you're going to flip that zone, green to red, if you get that closing body below there. Yeah, I think now it's time to get stopped out here. We'll see if there's one final push going into the close of the candle. Still in it. I'm still holding in drawdown. 60 seconds go. Let's see if we get that nice push going into the close of the bar. Man, gold trading right down into that zone, and the buyers are there still. But judge the candle how it closes. Okay, can we get some volume closing back above here? Nasty rejection on Nasdaq, broke the 200, coming down, picking up. So if it retests the green zone, okay, it hasn't been retested yet. Same with US 30. If it comes all the way down and retests that green zone, that could be a possible buying opportunity. But my stop is right below the hourly support line right here. And here's the close, 5 seconds. So Nasdaq is retesting that green box right now. It opened right in it. US 30 opened bearish. Okay, so maybe we can create a little bit of structure here where these bodies are. I know it's really hard during Wall Street open to create structure and things like this because the volume is so large. But it looks like Nasdaq could not hold, came down, maybe picking up some more liquidity. So we'll see if US 30 can hold in here. If not, it's going to break down. Okay, I'd like to see if volume could hold in this area, you know, to consolidate, but doesn't look like it's going to do it today. Okay, so it's really close to my stop loss. I'm still in, still holding it, guys. I will verbally let you guys know when I get stopped out. So it's retesting that hourly white line. We'll see how many times it can hold up. This is the third attempt where it's trying to break, where it's held for the third time. There's just so much selling pressure. Okay, there. Okay, I'm stopped out now. That's my third and final strike. That's it, guys. I'm done this session. This is too choppy, guys. It's too tough to trade this type of volume, especially to scalp this shit with tight stop losses. It's not working out. Guys, that's it for me. It was a difficult session. That's it, guys. I don't want to stay here anymore because then I'll be looking at other opportunities, and it's just too choppy in here, guys. And then we have the ISM manufacturing red folder news coming out at 10. I normally walk away in situations like this, so I got to stick to my plan. It's not just because we're trading with a group of individuals here. I gotta walk away. I'm telling you, I gotta go for a walk and get some fresh air, and then come back to the charts later on. I don't trade like this where I just continue. I walk away, guys. So it's important. If you're having a shitty day in the markets, walk away. Like, look at, they're playing too much games. Look at Nasdaq. Like, this is too much, guys. This is really choppy, really. I don't even think I'm going to open up the charts for the rest of the day today. Just not worth it if you see how choppy it is. But if you're going to trade this afternoon, just again, please trade careful, guys. This is too tough right now. Too much consolidation, too many fake outs. It's not going anywhere. It's just trading in a range where it could be really frustrating. So guys, that's it for me. Tomorrow, guys, we'll have our a Zoom session, and then we'll see you guys on YouTube on Wednesday for FOMC. Starting time will be at 12:30 p.m. and we'll go to about 3 on FOMC. Guys, it was a tough morning. Sorry about all this, but that's trading, you know. So again, am I trading with too tight of stop losses in this situation? It came down. I'm respecting these lines, and then it's 3-bar play right back in this area and could break out. But it is what it is. That's how I trade, guys. I don't trade after the fact, saying, "Oh, I could have placed my stop loss a little lower, this, that." If I wanted to do that, I should have done that when I took the trade. I gave it more than enough room to breathe. It hit that daily position, or sorry, hourly position 3 times, and then the 4th time stopped me out, and it could definitely go. But it could also go and then come right back down. So I don't want to engage in this style of trading because I know this is how the market wants to move volume. I don't want to participate in this anymore. That's it. In a baseball game, you get 3 strikes, you're out. Next batter up, and then you got to come back to bat next day. Okay, guys? But that's it for me. Thank you, everyone on YouTube, for joining. I appreciate you guys. Sorry for the tough Monday. But we'll see you guys. Thank you, guys.
Recording stopped.
Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to the live session of Stocks Network Trading. My name is Dave, guys. My partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US 30, sell. Okay, I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please secure.